Welcome back. This is the video tutorial for Clementine where we're going to continue working with our C chord and our G7 chord, but I think you'll notice we're going to raise the stakes here a little bit. There's a little bit more complication. So before we dive into it, let's just review those C and G7 chords first so we know how to go back and forth between them. So for this song, you're going to need the C chord. We love the C chord, ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, as well as the G7 chord. Now this one's a little bit more gnarly. When I move from C to G7, I'm going to take that ring finger from the 3rd fret, slide it to the 2nd fret, leave it right there on the A string. I'm going to put my pointer finger on the 1st fret of the E string and then reach my middle finger over to the 2nd fret of the C string. So it should sound like this. And you're kind of making a triangle shape with your fingers here. When I go from G7 back to C, I'm just going to lift these 2 fingers and slide, the pointer and the middle finger specifically, and then slide that ring finger back to the 3rd fret of the A string. Now notice when I've gone back to the C, I'm holding my pointer and my middle finger kind of hovered just above, relaxed, nothing tense or anything, but they're just kind of waiting for their move. So when I switch back to G7, I slide the ring finger and I add the pointer in the middle to the E and the C strings respectively. And then they're right where they need to be to come down. So feel free to go back and forth between those two as many times as you need to before we keep going. All right, hopefully those are feeling a little bit easier moving back and forth between C and G7, because for this song we're going to be moving back and forth between them more quickly. Just like our previous song, Down in the Valley, this is going to be a waltz. So we're just going to be strumming on the first beat of a 3-beat group, just like this. Try it on C with me just to warm up. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, strum, 2, 3, strum, 2, 3, strum. And you'll notice I really like in a waltz, I kind of go back and forth, so I really feel that first beat as I strum. I also kind of feel it in my whole body there. Now once you feel good about the rhythm, let's look at the chord pattern here. Again, all we need is C and G7, but watch out because we've got 2 different patterns to look at. One consists of four chords here. We've got 3 C's followed by 1 G7. We're giving F a little vacation right now. 3 C's followed by 1 G7, sounding like this. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3. Switch to G7. That's your first pattern. The next pattern starts on G7, so stay there. We're going to strum G7, switch, back to C, switch to G7, switch, back to C. So that second pattern is basically 1 strum of each chord. But watch out, because it starts on the G7, which is where the last pattern left off, you're actually going to play 2 G7s in a row. But I would recommend, as much as you can, because we love the number 4 in music, that you think about that first pattern as a chunk by itself. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, switch, and 4, 2, 3. And then the second pattern also just like a chunk. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And my bet is that will feel a little bit easier to do once we add the words, because that's how the words are phrased as well in these groups of 4. So let's just try a little bit through that pattern, and then we'll add a little bit of the words to the chorus just to kind of get a feel for it. So starting on C, putting the 2 patterns together. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, switch to G7. Next line, G7, switch to C, back to G7, and back to C. Again on C. 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3. Next line. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. Let's add the words. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling, switch Clementine. You are lost, switch, and gone forever, switch, dreadful sorry, switch Clementine. On your own. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. All right, pause right there for a second. So hopefully that's feeling a little bit easier every time you do it. And like I said, it might even feel a little bit easier once the words come in, because it's helping you kind of feel those 2 chunks of 4 beats. But the other thing to watch out for is that you want to listen to that melody. Again, we've talked about this before. When I sing, oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, if I get to that last note of the line and I haven't switched my chord, it's going to sound really terrible. That doesn't fit together, right? So listen out for those cues that may help you remember, oh right, this is when it's time to change to the G7, just in case you lose track of where you are. The second line, I think it's pretty easy to track because you're just doing 1 strum per chord. It's mostly just a matter of, can you get back and forth between the two chords quickly enough. So hopefully those are some helpful tips. This is a great chance to pause the video, kind of go through the chorus a couple times, make sure you feel good about it. But when you're ready, what we're going to do next is play through the whole song from top to bottom. So if you're ready for that, then here we go. All right, here's Clementine from the top. I'm going to start just with a group of C chords to kind of get myself into the feel of the song here, and then I'm going to go through the chorus, verse 1 and 2, back to the chorus, verse 3 and 4, and back to the chorus one more time as we tell the sad and sordid tale of my darling Clementine. Here we go, starting on the C chord. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here are the words. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Verse 1, in a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, dwelt a miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine. Verse 2, light she was and like a fairy, and her shoes were number 9, herring boxes without topses, sandals were for Clementine. To the chorus, oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Verse 3, drove she ducklings to the water every morning just at 9, hit her foot against a splinter, fell into the foaming brine. Verse 4, ruby lips above the water, blowing bubbles soft and fine, but alas, I was no swimmer, so I lost my Clementine. Chorus, oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Nicely done. You made it all the way through, which I think is I think you're better off than Clementine was at the end of all of that. Thanks for playing through that with me. As always, you can go back and use any part of this video to help you with your practice, but I always encourage you to try practicing it without the video sometimes, because that's going to really help you internalize the song as well and be able to play it on your own more quickly. So enjoy your practice, and I'll see you in the next video.